Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is David. I've started this series 1 month ago. It's basically to migrate two EC2 instance that is running a React full web application onto a serverless platform, basically relying on S3, CloudFront, Lambda, and API gateway. So I started this 1 month ago, and today is August. So let's begin. So what we have here is basically I'm running this full web application. Okay, it's a e-commerce website with search query and a login. A place for you to create your account. To show that it's working, I have this. It's very responsive. Some of the images are missing because I'm lazy to create them. And to show you what we have right now, I'm running this query on EC2 instance which is running on Node Express server. It acts as an API gateway to talk to RDS. So I'm clicking into this server. It's redirecting all queries through an ALB. I have an ALB here, and I'm showing you the resource map. Basically, it's a search query to the back end. There's no front end anymore because I'm running on CloudFront. Let me show you the CloudFront. Okay, let me delete this too. Okay, the next step in this video is I'm gonna leverage on Lambda and API gateway. Let's start. So let's create the Lambda function. Okay, then to show you what we have on the back end, I have a server that's running port 3001. It's a Node.js server running Express, and I need to get rid of this in order to make it work. So right now I need to show that it's not working by removing the origin. But before this, let's create the Lambda function. So I already created the zip file to be uploaded into Lambda, which is here. And to show you what we have, I convert the server.js, which is this one, okay, to app.js courtesy of CloudGPT, and it also mentioned that I need to create a lambda.js. I guess it's because of the Lambda handler. So we have this Lambda zip file that I need to upload. So I'm gonna call this Express API running Node.js create function. I'm gonna keep everything as default, and I'm back. Okay, so basically we have this. The reason why it's using index.mjs. Okay, never mind, we come to that later. So I'm gonna upload my zip file, and we have here, and we're back. Okay, it's still loading. Okay, so in order for this to work, we need to configure the handler. The handler is here, I think. Yeah, so it's using index.handler. I think you can change it to app.js app handler or lambda handler, but in my case I'm using lambda here. So LAMB lambda. I'm gonna click save. Beforehand I already have created a test file. Let me go to test existing JSON, and we're gonna use this API search. I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna paste into the lambda test. I'm gonna call it test. Then we have this JSON file. I'm just gonna paste everything, and we're gonna run it. Okay, so we have this issue here, error connecting. So we have this variables that I usually use .env file, but because I'm using Lambda, so we have to configure it on the environment, which is provided by here, environment variables. So I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna copy the API RDS endpoint, which you can easily get from the RDS here. So I'm just gonna make sure that it's working. I'm just gonna copy this, paste. Okay, so I'm gonna remove this. Next, I'm gonna copy this Postgres DB. Then I'm gonna Postgres user. Then I'm gonna, it's a test environment, so it doesn't matter what password I use. Okay, So right now we have this inside the environment variables, and please don't hard code them into your Lambda function. And we're gonna run the test again and see what we have. Okay, so right now, because we are talking to RDS, and I have this error, sandbox timeout. And if you want your Lambda to talk to RDS, you need to set up a VPC. And I've never assigned this Lambda into any VPC. So we're gonna check what VPC this is running on. We have only one. And we look at the subnet, B78. And 31E. Okay, then for security group, we're gonna allow ALB. Yep, and we're gonna save. Now we're gonna try again. I'm gonna go to the test, and I'm back. So we're gonna test, create new test event. Gonna invoke and see what we get. Okay, so it doesn't work. Let me come back to you later. And I'm back. So basically, this has been a while because there's environment variables, there's integrating the Lambda to VPC to connect to RDS, stuff like this. Doesn't matter. Okay, so we have this issue again. So I'm gonna convert to Lambda handler. Gonna click save, and I'm gonna run the test again. Okay, so let's pray. Okay, good. So we are able to fetch the query, the list of database. Excellent. So the query is correct, it's 200, and we are able to receive the search query, which is here. That means the Lambda is able to talk to RDS, and yeah, that's it. So the next thing we have to do is to ensure the API gateway is set up. So let's create an API gateway. I'm gonna create an API. Gonna use HTTP API at this moment. REST API is too advanced for us, at least for me. Hold on, I'll be back. And I'm back. Okay, so we're gonna name this. We're gonna click in add integration. We're gonna add our Lambda function. We're gonna choose the Lambda. Okay, we're gonna click next, and gonna click API search default. Gonna create. Okay, so here show that it's integrated. This search query is integrated to Lambda, and we should be able to see this trigger here. It should reflect the API trigger. Let me see the refresh. Okay, there's no refresh. Let me. Okay, the good thing about this setup that AWS has performed, gave us, is because Lambda is a resource, you must give it a resource policy whereby you allow services to use it. And when you integrate API to as the trigger point for Lambda on API console, it automatically gives you the permission to use it. Let me show you what I meant. So we have this resource-based policy, and this is the API gateway. And these are the actions that it allows. So it helps you to automatically integrate API gateway and use the Lambda function. So next we're gonna test it out, see whether it works. Call API search. So this shows that the API is working, and we are able to talk using Cloud Shell, and it's able to return. So if I do something like equals to Mac, it should return MacBook. Yes. Okay, maybe I make it more specific. Okay. Not what I expected, but it's okay. Okay, so right now we have our API gateway, we have our Lambda function, but this is still using the EC2 instance. So all I have to do is to remove it from CloudFront. Okay, so CloudFront has two things that you need to disable. First is the origin. Okay, maybe I create a new origin called Express, enter name. I'm gonna keep it as it is. Okay, so I'm gonna try to remove this. So there's a cache behavior issue. Let's replace with the API gateway. we're gonna choose the one that is recommended. We're gonna keep everything as default. Save changes. And now we see whether we can remove this. Okay. So right now the CloudFront is only using S3 and the API gateway. Will it still work? Let's try. Fail to search products. What could be the issue? Let's look at the CloudWatch logs. Oh, okay. So it's working. There's a lag, but we should be able to see what's going on. I don't like to look at logs like this. This is better. So it's connected. No issue there. Any search query? No issue there as well. No issue so far, and it's working. Okay, to prove that it's working, I'm gonna remove my EC2 instance. Okay. So let's click on view all products. Okay, it's working. Okay, in today's video, we managed to migrate a EC2 instance that is running Node Express to Lambda, and we're leveraging it on API gateway. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, and I'll try my best to get back to you. Next video, I can do a proper chart on this. Catch you again. Bye.